Can anybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming. Can anybody see me?
We can sell your swag.
Okay, good morning. My name is Victor Ajibodu from the graphics department. So today I want to talk about understanding common terms, understanding common terms in the design world. The reason why I picked this topic is because I feel it's really important for us to know most of the words used in design world is not something alien to us. It's not something we've not heard one way or the other, and it's not something that we are not even interacting with. Hope you get that. So I feel once I am done with the presentation, you'll be like, wow, okay, so this is what this things means, and so these are the things that I'll be using in the design world. And over the past few months, I know I've been talking about some things like typography. When we are chatting, we obviously use different fonts, we use different colors. We've seen logos. So all these things are what makes up of the things we use in design. So let's eat it. Okay, so my table of content, I'll be talking about the introduction, the terms used in design world. The first thing, which is the JPEG, PNG, SVG, Raster Images, Victor Ajibodu, CMYK, and RGB. I must state this. These are not everything in the world of design. These are just few of them. I just picked few of them that to explain, and maybe along the way I'll be able to get into some other things. Okay, so the introduction. I said design is the process of imagining and planning the creation of objects, systems, buildings, and vehicles. So in the world of design, we always imagine how the design would be like. Like, okay, so how are we going to do this design? Are we going to use this color? Are we going to use this text? Which kind of image are we going to use to attract the customer we want to be targeted audience? And what kind of things can we do to make this design beautiful, to make it unique? Over this, you've obviously imagined them, and okay, this is what I want to do. Before you now go into designing it, like you've imagined it, you've planned it, and you are trying to create the design. I said it's about creating solutions for people. Obviously, when people come to us, like, okay, we want to do this design, it's for audience to know what they are selling. Like, it's for audience to know that, okay, this is the particular product all these people are producing. Okay, so so that's what we do. We render a solution to both the customer and both the people that are producing. We're like connecting them together. People that are selling food cannot just bring their food and go and put it outside. Like, okay, this is what we are selling. So we are like representing the visual. We are kind of doing the visual representation of what they are doing. So I'm like, okay, man, all these people are selling chicken. They are selling amala. They are selling all these things. Like, okay, let me check. It seems they said it is. They are doing discount today. Let me go and check it out. Let me go and have a bite and all. So these are what we do. I said this is a digital era, which means everything we interact has a term and related into creation of other things. Like, thank God we're in digital era now. It's not as if it's not as if I know how to draw. It's not as if I will not carry paper and pen. Like, let me draw this. So how would I go about this? So data, this system, everything has made it easy for us, all the software. So we can just, even someone that does not even know how to draw pencil or anything, can just go and start designing. As long as you know the process, you know the principle behind it. So the first thing on our list is JPEG, which is very easy because I'm pretty sure most of us, I know some people say I don't take pictures and all, but at least one way or the other, one time or the other, you're taking a picture. So JPEG is like when you pick your camera to snap something. When you snap it, that's what we call JPEG. Which the meaning of JPEG is, sorry, in case of when someone asks next time, like, what is JPEG? I usually even use to win money. So it's the Joint Photographic Expert Group. Joint Photographic Expert Group. Hello, am I still on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. We can hear you.
Up, we are both flowing, Sha. I'm the only one flowing here.
We are following.
We are enjoying you. We are enjoying you. I told you,
Thank
let's
you.
watch. We are watching. We don't want distraction.
Okay, thank you. So I said commonly used method of decreasing compression for digital images. So when a designer is designing for you, like when they want to design for you, like you can print JPEG. Like, okay, so I want to print this, they can print it for you. That's why when you see some people, they carry photo, like go to all these people that, please, I want to print this photo. It looks beautiful. I want to frame it and all. So those are JPEG. So you see the picture of a guy sipping his coffee or tea that is looking at us. Okay, so it's just there enjoying, and someone is taking the picture. So that's what we call JPEG. So the next one I'll be talking about is PNG. This also looks like JPEG, but it's like a lesser version. Sorry to put it that way, because this one you can't print it. They are not that heavy, and you can't. Phones don't take PNG. You can't just someone take picture and say, see my picture. The picture I take is PNG. The meaning of PNG is portable network graphics. Portable network graphics. I say it's a raster graphics file format that supports lossless data compression. This one does not lose its compression. Most of the time when I use the word PNG, I use like in terms of like the background, like the background is transparent. That's why when someone say I want this PNG, what comes to my mind is like they want the background to be transparent, but they want the picture or the content in it to look like that. For example, you look at this Mario and the dice. If you look at the background, you see that it's still the background of the presentation or the PowerPoint I'm using, which means it's not as if there's white or black and everything. So it's just transparent. That's why I use it for, like, okay, when someone just say the word, I want this thing PNG, I'll go, okay, I think this is what they mean. So the next thing on our list is SVG. I'm pretty sure most of our developers and people that use all these programmers, this is mostly what they use. Like, the reason why I said so is because when you save a format as SVG, you can't just use a normal photo, like photo software, to view it. Like, when you see this kind of thing on your phone or your system, it will appear in the form of, like, okay, browser, like the symbol of browser. SVG, which is scalable vector graphics. So you look at it, you see the man that is taking the tea that I showed you in the previous picture. When I converted it into SVG, this is what it brings out. This I hope you guys can see it. This is like what's the name of this browser?
Edge.
Edge.
Okay. Thanks for that. Okay, so if it is on my desktop, this is how it will appear. Until I click it, when I click it, it's not taking me to the browser and show me the picture. So I can't just click on it and be expecting that it will show in the photo software. And when I click on it, I can't just send this to someone like, okay, let me to see this picture without the person like, what is this? Because the way the file will appear on their head. So on this end, these are the code that brings back to this photo. Like, these are the code involved, although I don't know how to code, but when I try to check it out, this is what it brings out. So the next one we'll be talking about is Raster Images. Raster Images, like the way it sounds somehow. But in essence, what Raster image means is like reality. Like when you take a picture of something, the way it looks on your phone, like bringing the way things look like in real life to the screen. That's what we call raster image, like the actual representation of that thing. It's a raster image or bitmap. Sometimes they call it bitmap. Image are generally what you think about when you think of images. Like, okay, I remember that picnic we went to, the way people are laughing. I remember the images, the picture we took there. Like, okay, it's like a memory. Like, okay, this is what we call raster images. I said these are the types of images that are produced when scanning or photographing an object. Raster images are compiled using pixels or tiny dots containing unique color and tonal information that come together to create the image. See the picture of the dot, like say, sort of, or whatever. So that's like, you know, that when you see the kind of, you're like, okay, this is a dog. Wow, look at this puppy, you know. So the second one is there's a picture of one of the ambassador of social lender, talking about what social lender is, talking about quick cash and the loan and all. So when the person that took this picture, like this picture is what we call raster image. Next one, which is like the opposite of raster image, is vector image. So this one is like, how should I put it? I call this like a shadow. So you get, it's not as if they're like the shadow or representation of that thing, but you're not the actual thing. I hope you get that. Like, okay, when you see a shape of an apple.
Hello, excuse me. Hello.
Yeah.
Please, is Jacob around?
I think so.
Jacob.
Abubakar.
I have
I
been
can hear
dropping
you.
messages.
Good
I've
morning.
been dropping messages on like chat. Are you not seeing what I'm writing?
Please allow Victor to finish up. So that we can talk.
I know, but I need to get responded to now. Check your chat box.
Victor, please continue.
Okay. Sorry for that interruption. I have something important to say. Okay, so as I was saying, these graphics are computer graphics images that are defined in terms of points in the Cartesian plan, which are connected by lines and curves to form polygons and other shapes. Like okay, this is the shape of a fruit, this is the shape of an apple, this is the shape of wherever it is. So I must state one thing again. When you want to see a designer designing a logo, you won't see them using images. The reason being is, as in the vector images, the reason being is because all this image, when you try to enlarge them, no matter how big the resolution is, it will get to the point that when you're trying to enlarge it, it will lose its quality. It won't look as sharp as it was before. And you know, when you are creating your logo, logo to brand your product. So you might be any product you want to do, you want to put your logo there. So you get, and you can't expect me trying to make a billboard and trying to want to put my logo there, and when I now try to enlarge it, it's now become distorted that people can't even see. They can only see that okay, this looks like this, but they can't see that it's actually my logo. Hope you understand. So these are one of the things that a designer consider. So when we want to design a logo or anything like that, anything to that, we use vector, because when you enlarge the vector, it will still retain the shape they had. Like you'll be like, okay, this vector is still the same. Like they don't lose the quality, they don't lose all these things. So that's one thing I just feel I should state. So so now this is an example. The first one, you see the shape looks like a flower, but you can't call this an actual flower. You can't just carry this one and say you want to go and give your lover or someone you're dating. Like, are you joking with me? What's this? Because they know how flower looks like, and they know this one just looks like, okay, the shape of it. And the next one, I know you people are like, you've shown this one before. Well, this is different because I've rendered it, I've turned it into a vector image. It's just that I wish I knew how to zoom here. When you look at it closely, you'll see that it's no more like the way the raster image looks like, in the sense that it has changed. I've turned it into a vector, and if I try to enlarge it, it will still remain the same as it was. So so that's it. That's it about vector images and raster images. Am I still on?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
So far, does anybody have a question before I move? Hello to it. Do anybody have a question before I move on? Okay, I think I'll take that as a no.
No, I have a question.
I have a question, please.
Okay. Yeah, it's me now.
Okay, my question is, can that raster image be converted to a vector?
Yeah, that's why I said that it can. That's what I did here. When I used an Illustrator software, I converted the raster image to a vector image. So yeah, it's possible. There are a lot of images that have turned to a vector image in the process of trying to, because when I saw them, I was like, I like this picture. I can use it for a logo because of the way it is. So I try to render it, turn it into a vector, then use what I want to use. Have I answered your question, sir?
All right, thank you.
Victor, please repeat your answer, please.
Okay, concerning the vector, the raster to the vector.
Yes, conversion, the conversion.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of apps or software to use for that, but yeah, it's possible to convert a raster image to a vector image. I do that a lot when I see a particular picture and I be like, okay, this is what I want to use. I think I need this kind of information in this picture. So I convert that kind of picture to a raster, to a vector image using I use Illustrator to convert it because it's kind of easier for me. So I convert it, then I use whatever I want to use. If you look at this quick cache image, although I didn't turn it into like a full black and white vector. I just make sure it just looks like that. But if you look closely, you'll find out that it's a vector image and it's different from the previous one. So have I answered your question, sir?
You can go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we are going to be talking about RGB, which is red, green, blue, which is the primary colors as we all know it. So there are two types of formats when you are designing. That's why we as a designer, when you want to design, we ask, bros or sister, are you designing for the screen or designing to print? Most people don't understand that. The reason why we ask this question is because when we want to design, when it's for the screen, we use RGB, which is the red, green, blue, and we use CMYK, which is the cyan, magenta, yellow, and cyan, I can't remember, which is basically black. So when we want to design, we always try to, as much as possible, to know that, because once you start designing, the colors look different. Like even if it's blue in RGB, the blue will differ in CMYK. They are both blue, but once you see them, the color will look different entirely. That's because in RGB, which is the red, green, blue, it is a subtraction of black, like the black color. While the CMYK is a subtraction of white. Although there are more things to it, but I can't really go into it today, maybe some other time. So see the example. You see, like the RGB and the CMYK, you see the blue in the RGB looks deeper, while this one looks like lighter. Sure, you understand? They are both blue, they are both the same. Like it's just that one is for the screen, while one is for printing. So we have to know this. It's very important, because once you give a designer something, you have to let them know, I'm printing this thing, because once they start using the RGB and print it, it's going to look bad, and then it's not going to look as good as what you want. It might look good on the screen, like okay, I like this thing, but when they print it out, the colors won't be as good as you want them to be. So it's very important to state this. So as I've said, I've talked about the CMYK, which is the I said cyan, magenta, yellow, and key, which is black. Sorry about key. I said this color model process color, 4 color, is a subtractive color model based on CMYK color model used in color printing. I said that, and is also used to describe the printing process itself. CMYK refers to 4 ink plates used in color printing, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and key. The CMYK model works by partially or entirely masking colors on a lighter, usually white background. The color reduces the light that otherwise be reflected. I said it's the subtraction of the light of the white, which is light rather. Such a model is called subtractive because ink subtract the colors red, green, and blue from the white color. Let me show you. See, we look closely, this RGB, which is the red, green, and blue. But if you look in between, you'll see this is the cyan, the magenta, and the yellow. But in this case, it's just the light. So the black is not here. When you come here to, you see the red, green, and blue. But you see in the middle, it is black, which is the subtraction of the lighter color. So I hope so far I've been able to explain some terms that have been used in the world of design to relate it to things that you do on a daily basis, things you use and all, which brings to the end of our presentation for today. So in conclusion, say terms used in design words are not alien to us, like they are not something new to us. Like I'm pretty sure we've all heard the word of logo, the word typography, fonts, colors, and all. And today we know JPEG, but we might not know that we as a designer make use of them. As a matter of fact, we go online to look for those kind of images. Although when we want to use it, we actually make sure we use the ones that are license free, that are free, because we don't want our client to be sued, because in this world now there are a lot of copyright out there, and you have to be careful in the way you relate to the way you use things online. I can't just go to Google now and just say picture of a man, and I saw that it has been licensed, and I just use it like that. Definitely the people that license the picture, then they are going to be cashing out big, because once they sue us or more, a lot will be dropping. So that's why there are a lot of sites that we make use of, like Pixels. We make use of on Splash. FreePic to have some free pictures that we use, except if the client decide that, okay, I want a unique picture that is not out there, that is licensed and not, then it's gonna you're gonna pay, to get the license of the picture they want. And so once you use that, like, okay, yes, I have the license right to use it. So if they are coming to sort of like, don't come close to me, I have the license, and I bought it to use. So I feel that's one of the things I have to state out there. So in case you want to give your images to a designer, please make sure to tell them that, please do, if you're not paying for the license, or you say, please do use a free picture. The way Mr. Badi used to tell me, he used to state this very, very well, like, okay, I should use free pictures, because in future we don't want something that will lead back to going to court and doing giveaway. So he usually state that. So when you want to give your design to someone, make sure you state that I don't want a licensed picture. Please make sure you use a normal picture. There are thousands of pictures out there that can easily communicate the message you are giving out there. So in case those people might, so that they don't watch for your business to grow and be like, okay, I think it's this time to cash out. Let's sue these people. So I feel you have to state that out there. Okay, so I said, although there are many terms in design words which I've stated earlier, however, we are familiar with the majority of them because there are things we see all around us and use to a large extent. I know most of us use Canva to design, to be, things like that. Thank you for attending today's presentation. It's really be an honor to be here with you guys today. So, do anybody have a question before I end my presentation? Wow, I just close to 27 minutes. I wasn't expecting that. Wow. Okay, so hello. Am I still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, on.
Okay. So so far so good. Do anybody have a question to ask?
I have a question.
Okay. It's me.
What's the site you mentioned for the free images and the rest?
Oh, okay. Yeah, pixels.com, pexels.com, and on splash.com, that is UNSPLASH.com. Okay, I'm still good at spelling. Okay, Yeah, and there's a free pick. Although not all the images they are free, there are some that you have to pay for. So, and there are a lot of sites too, but majorly those are the sites I used when I'm designing.
Please, if you don't mind, it's like I didn't get it. If you can drop it on the chat section, so that.
Okay.
Rather, I appreciate it.
No problem. Does anybody have a question again? Okay, it seems with you guys.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, ma.
Yeah, there is something I missed at the beginning. Like, I want to know the difference between JPG and the PNG file, like the two of them.
Okay, ma. Sorry, I've dropped it in the chat box if anybody needs it. Okay, so basically, as I said earlier, PNG is like a reduced quality, like once if a JPEG is like 1 MB, a PNG might be like 500 kilobytes, which is like lesser to a JPEG. And a PNG, you can't print a PNG. You can only print JPEG, because once you give a printer to those people printing that they should print the PNG, they're like, what is this? It's not as sharp as you want it to be. It might look as if it looks clear, but there are a lot to it than just looking clear on the screen when you want to print it. So you have to make sure it's JPEG and not PNG. And as I said earlier, me personally, when I want to use PNG, I use it for a transparent design. Like, okay, so I want to make a use of this image, but I don't want all the things behind it to be there, so it appears. So because if you are exporting it if you're exporting your picture as a JPEG, even if you remove the background, once it goes out, the system, because it's JPEG now, you obviously need something behind it. So the system will automatically put a white background or whatever to it. So I make sure that when I want to export something a PNG, I export it as PNG. So the system does not, so that the system knows what I'm doing. That I don't want anything at the background. So that's basically the difference. And once you are trying to transfer images, like the JPEG tends to reduce the sizes of it, while the PNG tends to maintain it. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, okay, that means you can edit or work on JPG file, but you can't use the same PNG file.
I didn't get that.
I said that means you can like work, if you have an image of a JPG, you can work on it, you can edit, but you can't do the same on PNG.
You can't what?
You can't edit on PNG file, like PNG image.
You're guessing it wrong. You can, but what I'm trying to say is that it will not be as sharp as JPEG. It won't look as heavy as JPEG. And we obviously all need something that's very clear and sharp.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody? Before I start asking my own question, my question might be brutal. So does that mean I can go ahead to ask my question? Everybody's silent now. Host, Mr. Jacob.
I can hear you.
Permission to ask questions.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay. My first question is actually simple. So when printing, which format do people use? RGB or CMYK?
What did he say?
Anybody? I said when a designer wants to print, or when you want to print, which format do you make use of? Is it RGB? You said?
You make use of RGB.
Eh?
You make use of RGB.
You see MYK.
Yes.
Yeah, get this mixed up. RGB is for the screens.
CMYK.
Yeah,
CMYK for printing.
Priska, it is CMYK when you want to print. RGB is like the colors we see generally on our phones. So once you want to print, you have to make sure it is CMYK. Hope you get that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, the next question is which image looks like the shadow or the representation of the of how things look like in reality? I hope you get the question. Everybody's not signing. I will call name.
Vector Images.
Yeah. You are right. One Pepsi for you. So let's ask one more question before I end my presentation. Okay, so the last question, which is going to be easy. Which image do designer make use of when making a logo?
Vectors.
Mr. Balogun. Jay, do you take Goldberg?
I think it's SVG.
Sister, it's vector. Once you want to make a logo, you use vector. As VG is for all these developer, all these people that are trying to do like animation, all these motion picture online. Or is that?
No.
Okay. So it is vector once we are trying to make use of when we are trying to design a logo, because we don't know where the logo might go to. So we have to make sure we make it as comfortable as possible, and so that when you want to use it on any designs, it can be easily placed. Even if you scale it down or scale it up, wherever, it will still remain the same. And I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you, Mr. Balogun, for giving us answer back to back. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So over to Mr. Jacob.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you for the presentation. And I hope we have gained one or two information from this presentation. All right. That's the only presentation we have for today. And there's no need to hang around. We can retire to our respective duties.
Sorry, Mr. Jacob, I have a question to Mr. Victor.
Where have you been?
The guy that
No, it's just something. Yes, I'm just trying to. I've been struggling with my network to talk. I've been talking, but it is not connected. That's a very
okay.
Sorry, when you change the resolution of the JPEG, or are you doing that? When you want to change the resolution in a JPEG,
okay,
to a pixel size.
So what?
A pixel size.
I don't understand that question.
There's a way they turn the JPEG to pixel.
JPEG is always in pixel, so I don't understand that question.
Okay, there's a way they'll tell you that, okay, changing the resolution of a JPEG to pixel to give you a very high definition, as though it has it's a combination of GTF and a JPEG. I just wanted to ask, how is it done? That's just that was what I didn't know when the whole other major question.
Sorry, a combination of what?
DTF.
So okay, the question is not kind of straight. Okay, if I get the question well, yeah, I'm trying to say that how do they turn a JPEG to a high resolution?
Yes.
You know, okay, so basically, let me explain what high resolution means in world of design, so I will know if you are still on track. So, an image, once they say high resolution, it means that it's very sharp. Like once you are designing, even if you scale it up or scale it down, the picture will still look like as if you've not even touched it.
Yes.
Okay, so meaning there are some low resolution pictures. So those low resolution pictures, we try as much as possible not to use them, because when we try to enlarge them, they might start losing their the way they look like. Although in our designing, when we are designing, there are some ways that we can at least try to make the picture look as sharp as it is. Like when I'm designing and I see a picture that is looking dull, I try to use unmask. That is on sharp mask. So in a way that will make it look like a reality, like that will make it sharp to an extent. But when we are designing, I always advise people, like once we are designing, that you should try as much as possible to use high resolution picture, because you don't know where the picture might be going to. You might even try as much as possible to make it clear at that particular time. But once they try to zoom it out or trying to increase the size, it will start losing its composition. It will start losing how it looks like. So you get. So except if there's no other way, I suggest you try as much as possible to look for high resolution. And thank God for a lot of sites that has made it easy for us, that we can see free pictures everywhere we go. So if you go to one of those sites and you type what you want, it will you still get a picture that that can give you the information, or the information you are trying to pass to the audience. Hope you get that. Or have I gone astray?
It's okay, thank you. It's just in a situation whereby some files, the background is poor, maybe the human, let me say you want to use somebody's image now, and then the face is not too bright enough, and that's the only picture maybe probably the person has, and you want to use the picture, and so you're struggling to make sure that, yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know this kind of software you're using. I immediately use Photoshop. So there are a lot of equipment in it that I can use to at least make the picture as beautiful or as sharp as I can, to a large extent, that at least it will look different from the way it was before. So I don't know the kind of application you are using or software you're using.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
So thanks for that question.
Okay. In the absence of any other question, we are bringing this session to a close. So we can go for our respective team meetings.
Thank you, boss.
Thank everybody for attending today's KD. So goodbye.
Thank you.